Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. I didn't really get to talk about price much this morning, and in the afternoon I had my on the record show with David Silver, who's a lawyer. So there was really no need for a price discussion. I promised you guys I will talk about the price today, and just been busy working all day, but I want to get this video out. I'll try and keep it short, maybe take a few questions, but I've been promising my clients, the release of the latest code, but it's just like been kicking my ass, and my developers. It's not easy. It's not easy. Like all of those imitators out there, like I don't know what they're doing, but it's not easy. It's complicated. Trust me. All right, let's go straight to screen share. Oh, before I do this, check out this interview on the Mind and Machine podcast, August's podcast. It's absolutely great. It's a great podcast. I think that this podcast should have like 100,000 views per episode. But again, it's one of the. I don't recommend a lot of things, but you definitely want to check out his podcast. It's like high quality 4K videos. We gotta get him some more crypto people to interview, but check it out. It's really good, really well made. Probably the most professional interview that I've done outside of like a TV studio, basically. But yeah, there you go. Strongly recommend. So check that out. All right, trading Bitcoin, my educational website, Liberty Life Trail, educational tools, learn trading, and all traditional stuff except Section 6. Please spend all the time you need learning Section 6. That explains where all of the numbers above and below my candles come from. All right. A couple of things, like I'm really like tired and really busy to address a lot of the craziness that goes on Twitter. Um, and again, like I can't even get to all of it, but I haven't even watched the RT episode that I was in. I hope it's good. Um, Jeez, how far do I have to scroll? Yeah, I don't know what this is all about. Like, and I don't get it. I don't have time to address it. This is just silly. I don't. I'm with this guy. Yeah, that's basically the reply that I like, because I have no idea what this means. No, none at all. And I wouldn't call my chat with box mining a debate. We just, I didn't go there for a debate. Just was asked to do an interview, and we just discussed things, right? So it's. But anyway, I don't know what this is. All right, let's move on. I talked about Mind the Machine podcast. It's my second time I've been on this podcast. It's very good. Good questions, great setup. All right. Weekly chart. Yeah, there's fake me's everywhere now. I don't even care anymore. All right. People are commenting in the live chat. Okay, look, weekly chart. The week has just started. Today is Monday. We have absolutely nothing to conclude from the weekly chart. People are saying, can the weekly chart be in a bull trap? The answer is yes, but based on a weekly chart, the bull trap isn't going to show up until we're in the vicinity, until we break the last Fibonacci line, right? So in order for the weekly chart to be in a bull trap, we really need to be around 15,000 and above. So there's plenty of time to make money from a bullish trade, even if it does end in a bull trap. And hopefully, I can do a better job spotting this one. The daily chart is where all of the action is. Okay. Now, I warned you guys this morning and over the last couple of days that even though we are above all levels of resistance, and we really should be breaking out all the way to, let's say, 15, 16,000, you do have to pass this daily 9 that tends to cause a 1 to 4 candle pullback. Now, here's why I remain optimistic. Because based on the rules of these numbers, and there are traders that only trade these numbers and they don't really care about anything else. I actually do care about other things. This doesn't. This one indicator does not control me. There are other things that I care about, and one of those things is this giant cup and handle, and also the fact that we are now above all 5 levels of resistance, which have now turned into 4 levels of resistance because we have closed above the setup trend line. So we are now being supported by the 128-day moving average, but it's okay if we close below it for a day or two. It's not the end of the world. Now, the 50-day moving average continues to trend to the downside, and obviously the trend line will continue to trend to the downside. Can the price pull back all the way to the 50-day moving average? The answer is, of course it could. Okay. Now I'm going to delete this blue line. This blue line represented a stop loss from a bullish trade. And obviously, if you were in this bullish trade, this reversal candle on the borderline shooting star followed by a 9 should have gotten you out of this trade. Now you can still have some remnants of your bullish trade expecting a bounce, but I would get back in. Like, I would not be in a bullish position right now because this 1 to 4 candle correction could take you all the way down to about 10,000, and that would still be within the bounds of the bullish momentum. Okay. Now volume continues to trickle down, which is neither bad nor good, just something to keep an eye on. And it's okay if we now close below the 2 of the 4 levels of resistance. It's okay because you have reason to be cautious for a couple of days. Now, if a couple of days turns into a week, now you got a problem, right? But for now, it's perfectly reasonable to look for a little bit of a correction. Now, ideally, you want this to be like a 1 to 2 candle correction, not a 4 candle correction. And you only want to spend 1 day below the combination of 128-day moving average and the Fibonacci line. So you don't want this to drag on. You want this to reverse fairly quickly. Now, when would I get back on the bull? Well, I would get back on the bull above, like when the price breaks above highest swing close, I would then add to my bullish position if the price goes above the swing high, and I would add to that position even more if we go above the bigger swing high, right? So these are your 3 levels to add to your bullish positions, okay? So I would not be, I mean, you can try to buy the dip, but I think it's a little tricky to buy the dip today, right? At this point, I would either wait for the 1 to 4 day correction to prove itself and then try to buy the dip around candle 4 and take a chance, or I would just wait for the reversal and buy the breakout, okay? So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Now, if you are to buy this, right, if you were to buy the dip where would you set your stop loss? Well, if I was to buy the dip somewhere in the next 4 days, I would probably set my stop loss pretty generous in a vicinity of just under $10,000 to give this thing some serious wiggle room. If I'm going to buy the breakout around 11,500, then I would set my stop loss below the swing low, which if we reverse right here and go to 12,000, the swing low would be 11,175. So I would set that stop loss around 11,150, 11,100, something in that vicinity. Okay. But for now, I would not buy the dip at the moment. I would wait for a reversal candle. I'd wait for the 1 to 4 day correction. But at this point, I'm repeating myself. But that's basically the daily outlook. The 4 hour. See, the 4 hour still hasn't given us a new closing high. It also hasn't given us a new swing high. So the 4 hour remains, it's close. Nope, short. There you go. So the 4 hour did not break above prior candle close. It also did not break above prior swing high. Now, granted, different exchanges are different and they could have shown you different things. Okay. It's been a long day. It would have been really nice to get a 9 here on the 4 hour. That would have been perfect. That would have been the perfect sell signal. You have a daily 9, and inside this daily 9, you get a weekly 9, which could have taken place on current candle if we would have gone, stayed up there. But we didn't, so there's nothing you can do. But based on the 4 hour, the 50-day could be support, but the 50-day has been generally pretty useless. But if the 4 hour comes down to the 50-day around 10,850, could be a decent buying opportunity. But again, I would be watching the daily for a potential 1 to 4 day correction. The hourly, there you go. The hourly is approaching a 9. So in about, what do we got here? In about 2 minutes, we're going to get a red 7. We're going to get a 7 of 9. So in 3 hours, you could have a potential buying opportunity because the hourly has not been all that bad to trading the 9s. Well, not recently, actually. Over here it was. So again, you don't blindly trade the 9s, at least I don't. You have the 200-hour moving average creeping up. You have your reversal candles. So I would wait for a combination of 9 and reversal, right? As long as the 9 closes above this dotted line, you're technically still inside a bullish trend. So I'm okay with that. That's pretty much it. I'm going to get to traditional markets. I've been catching up on my traditional markets. Sometime this week, I'm going to finally do a traditional markets video. S&P rebounded a little bit today. That's good. It looks like my secondary low might be in. I've been talking about a secondary low. Let's give it a little more time to develop. What is this? That gold? Nah, gold isn't really showing us anything. That's about it. Ethereum's coming up on a 9. So tomorrow, Ethereum's going to be at a 9. It's below all metrics, right? It'll be a short relief rally, maybe back to the yellow line before a giant collapse down, technically speaking. The weekly still looks very ugly. That's pretty much it. It's Amazon. All right. Corey, what do you got for me? You got any good questions? Otherwise, I need to eat for either the first or maybe second time today. I don't remember. The day's been lasting forever. Yeah, the 4 hour is in a double top, right? So which is why, not even the 4 hour, the daily is as well, right? The 4 hour is reflecting the daily. Now I agree. the 4-hour is not only in a double top. The 4-hour, you've had way too many chances to get out at the second double top, which is why I remain bullish. And this is not the kind of double top that I'm expecting to pull prices down. This is the kind of double top that is imminent for a break to the upside. And there's just 7. All right. Tone, when do you what do you think about Cobra's tweets lately that Lightning Node isn't that good and he is buying Bcash for it? I don't know what that means. I don't really. I mean, I'm not familiar with Cobra's work. I know he's been around since the beginning. Him and Timos own, Bitcoin.org, and they own Bitcoin Talk and the Reddit subgroup. But I don't know about his developer skills, right? Like, I just don't know. I don't know much about Cobra. He's anonymous, and I don't think he matters all that much. I mean, I don't really have an opinion. Have you noticed 6s and 7s like to flip lately? I have. I mean, I'm not really thinking too much into it. But if you can develop a trading strategy off that, go make money. Monero. I don't know. I can glance at Monero. Let me see. Monero weekly versus Bitcoin and Monero daily versus Bitcoin. Let's take a look. All right, so here's Monero weekly. It's on the verge of a breakout, right? Like, I like the fact that the 2 has crossed above the 1. I pointed that out. Now we're on a 3. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily looks good. I mean, it's broken out above my line. You're on a 5 of 9. Let's see how high we can get above the line. But yeah, I mean, Monero's looking bullish right now. There's nothing wrong with Monero. You got a cup and handle going. I mean, Monero is looking bullish. It's looking bullish. Could pop right here. All right, what else we got? EOS is just pure nonsense. It's I mean, Dan Larimer just keeps pumping these things out, and then he leaves them because they're useless, and then he pumps another one out. Bittrex has just released a USDT, which is a USD escrow backed token. How will it affect Bitcoin dominance? I don't know. It depends how much people trust that token. I mean, I guess Bittrex got tired of using Tether, so they're just creating Tether on their own. Let's see how good that is, right? I mean, if you had a problem with Tether, this is probably like less trusty. So. Have you guys ever seen me use a wedge? Like, ever? So that should answer your question. I think wedges are... I don't find wedges to be useful at all. I've never used a wedge in my trading, just like I never used an Elliott wave in my trading. I don't use those tools. I mean, other people can swear by them, but I don't use them. All right, now Corey got some questions for me. Let's see what you got. Do you have any thoughts about the fact that the BTC USD daily candle was 3 minutes away from closing green until millions of dollars worth were market sold Is it a bear trap perhaps? No, no, and no. Um, the daily candle minutes away from being green. Are we talking about the 8 candle? We're talking about the candle at the end of the we're probably talking this candle, right? Um, so at 7 p.m. 7 Eastern time today. So here's the hourly chart. 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, right? So we closed at 19. Yeah, so the candle was bullish. It turned bearish here. No, it's just a coincidence, guys. There's no conspiracy. Stop with your conspiracy. It's just a coincidence. Someone wanted to go to sleep and sold a bunch of coin. Like, there's no conspiracy here. Next. For making a profit by selling the 2 Bitcoins I got at close to their previous all-time high, could I simply wait for the downtrend and then buy? Would this be a good strategy? Probably not. It sounds like you're better off as a buy and holder. Guys, if you're gonna trade, you have to know what you're doing. Saying, is it better off to wait? I'm gonna go to bed soon because I'm exhausted. I'm gonna wake up in the morning and Bitcoin can be at 13,000. It could also be at 9,000. I'm gonna find out in the morning, right? So when you say, is it better to sell and buy the dip? Well, yeah, it's always better to sell and buy the dip. Are you going to be around to catch the dip? Are you going to properly time the dip? Nobody knows, right? If you have to ask me that question, you're better off being a holder. Next. Neo. What are your thoughts on Neo? It's garbage. As long as it's not a project for the future. Do you think tokens such as these have a chance rather than Ethereum? I don't think Ethereum has a chance. I think Ethereum's been a giant scam. So why would I think an Ethereum competitor is going to be any better? It's going to be even worse. So no. Come on, guys. No, you got to know who you're asking these questions. All right, next. Your Bitcoin trading analysis is the best out here, but will you consider adding Ichimoku analysis to your arsenal? Well, I mean, I don't know if my analysis is the best out there. I don't watch other people. It's up to you guys to decide. And I think mine is pretty good. I'm not going to add Ichimoku because I don't understand Ichimoku. I find Ichimoku clouds too complicated for myself. And if I've never used it, I tried to understand it. It never made sense to me. I don't. It's not intuitive, and I don't like using that as a tool to time your trades. I will say, however, I've seen professional traders use Ichimoku clouds, and something that I can't really say for like by professional, I mean like Wall Street traders. I've seen Wall Street traders and trading desks use Ichimoku clouds. I don't know any trading desks that use Elliott waves. So, but at least I've seen Ichimoku clouds being used. I don't use them, but I've seen it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if Ichimoku traders have been outperforming me lately, right? Like, a guy with a pair of dice could have been outperforming me lately, right? Like, I don't even track my own performance, so because I don't actively trade Bitcoin, I would love to see an Ichimoku. I would like to see anyone outperform me in the options market. That would be interesting. Next. Would I accept a job offer from the SEC? Absolutely not. Would I accept a consulting gig that pays me per hour? Maybe. I mean, but I wouldn't take a job. I wouldn't take any job. I mean, someone can offer me like $1 million a year. I wouldn't take it. So I'm happy not having a boss. And I'd be a terrible employee at this point. I'm too much of an entrepreneur now to be an employee. Next, do you have crazy Bitcoin dreams? No. At the moment, I'm on a mission to get 100,000 YouTube followers. Like I was on a mission to get 100,000 Twitter followers. I achieved that. Now I'm on a mission to get 100,000 YouTube followers. The probably one of the reasons why I'm putting out all these videos. Next, Tone, is there one exchange that is responsible for price discovery? I don't think so. How do all the exchanges stay in sync direction wise? There's a lot of people that are doing arbitrage. There's a lot of organizations that have accounts with multiple exchanges. And when one exchange, starts trading way above the other or way below the other, there is arbitrage going on. You sell on one exchange, buy it on the other. All right, I got a question with a tip. Thank you, Jenkins. Tone, I've seen Bitcoin dump hard minutes before daily close, including today. Any thoughts? Not really. I think it's more of a coincidence. I think you're just noticing this happening, more often when in reality, I don't think so. I just don't. I mean, it's possible that some people have written bots and these bots close end of day, and the bots are treating end of day as, the same way TradingView treats end of day. I mean, I don't like the fact that the close of a Bitcoin candle is midnight UTC time. I would much rather have the close be the CME future close, which is 5 p.m. Eastern time, 2 hours earlier, and soon to be 3 hours earlier with daylight savings time, right? So, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not putting a conspiracy into this. All right, guys. I don't mind making this short. I don't really have anything else to say, other than thank you for watching my shows. If you'd like to support my work, please check out the affiliate section of my website, which now has all of its pictures back. I have a feeling it's because my ad blocker for some reason stopped working. I need to restart my computer. Though I don't actually have ads on my own YouTube channel, but a lot of these are discount codes like Tour Guard 50% off, Buy the Dip t-shirts 10% off, but you got to go through the links, right? So if you like my work and you want to support my work, please use the affiliate codes. It's a way you can support that doesn't cost you anything. And other than that, please check out my recent interview with August from the Mind and Machine podcast. It was very good. Really enjoy getting interviewed by August. Does a great job. And check out my podcasts on audio. Those that don't really need the video, I'm going to try and make these more audio friendly. But the audio podcasts are available on the World Crypto Network audio podcast on iTunes. All right. So go ahead and check that out. All right, guys, I will go ahead and call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Leah and hopefully a technical guest. On days that Jimmy can't make it, I would love to find a backup. One of these days, I'll find a backup for myself, someone that understands the random number generator and can fill in for me on days that I cannot make my own morning show. All right. Thank you very much, guys. And I will see you all on the next one in the morning. Good night. Done.